Coming up next on Wall Street Warriors.
Competition out here is fierce. And information flow is critical. Billions and billions of dollars are traded on a daily basis, and the clerks have to be on top of what they're doing. Hey! Or the other competing firms out here are going to be way ahead of you.
I'm a go-to guy for some of the largest, most sophisticated investors in the world. One of my areas of focus is energy. We've seen the energy market run away, and if you're on the right side of the trade, it's a great trade.
You know, we get solicited too.
You're pissing me off. You would have listened to me, you would have pulled a point off of this thing, but you didn't.
Whoopie do, like I'm supposed to do some backflips. I was speaking to one of my colleagues and he told me it's a perfect short.
Come on, dude, stop f***ing with me, will you?
This is what you call crap.
Hey guys, what's up?
Hey, what's going on? Morning.
Did you guys understand the meeting this morning? What was going on? Any questions before we go today? We have two clerks, Dave and Jim, great guys. Their job is actually very important.
Are we still better offered and bid for that?
Yeah, I think we'd sell it a little bit, but I don't think we want to give too many away. Their job is to relay information in the crowd, relay it quick, and be smart about the market. They have to know what's going on. Just be careful. If they come in and they're tied up and they're bid over our value, as soon as you see any sniff in the crowd where they're being quoted, make sure everybody knows right away so we don't get picked off anywhere.
Excellent.
As soon as you hear anything, let me know, guys. Competition out here is fierce. The clerks have to be on top of what they're doing. All the clerks are tiered around the top of the crowd. Hello. My clerks stand kind of to my left as I'm facing my broker. If an order trades away from me where I can't hear it, they need to let me know what's trading over there. Information flow is critical. Like 200. 200. Ruben! Chris! There's 5 other guys in my company out in that crowd. As soon as they see it happening, everybody has to know.
The shape of the pit, it's kind of, if you look at it like a pie, it's wedged into sections. And each area just has different brokers. That's why we have multiple traders.
Your responsibility up here is to be a communication link between your traders and the floor. You have to monitor 6 guys in our case.
If one's looking that way, one has to be looking this way.
You can't have the same guy looking at the same person or you're going to miss information or miss a trade.
If you have a good clerk staff and you have decent traders, you're going to be doing pretty good down there. But if you have a clerk that is not up to speed, the other competing firms out here are going to be way ahead of you.
They need you to be wide awake and you always have to be on your game.
You could do 100 things right, but the one thing you do wrong is going to be the thing that stands out.
We need to know almost before it happens what's trading, and they do a great job. I'd put them up against anybody up there. That's how good they are.
Yes, hello, Mr. Burrows, please. Tariq from Basad of Basad Inc.
Tariq makes cold calls right now. That's typically how we snag new clients.
Tariq from Basad of Basad Inc.
He's still learning this and making sure that he wants to be in this industry.
Because I just grabbed the latest ones. Is these up to date? I thought this stack was from last week. You can go through this. This right here, 2 days, the whole thing. I can do 200 calls easy. I mean, you know, a call don't last more than a minute. And I beat up that phone all day. I stand up. There's no point in me sitting down. No time to sit down on the phone. Sure, I mean, you could come into the office, we could do a meeting, whatever makes you feel more comfortable.
Tariq is a pretty decent cold caller. The way that we do cold calling, it's not like, and you know, things that you see in the movies. This is Wall Street.
Tariq from Basard Incorporated.
Yeah, but you know what?
No, I'll call him back. Thank you.
Right now, no one wants to talk to anyone because the market's doing crappy.
I'll try him back. Okay. Now it's like, who? Where you from? Wall Street? Do you watch the news?
We keep going until we find those individuals that will give you a shot.
How are you holding up in this market?
All you need is that one shot to prove yourself.
That's not good. That's not good.
From there, it's a snowball effect. That's how the referrals and the momentum just starts to build.
We protecting our 401ks, our 457s, our IRAs.
I think right now, if you can obtain clients in a down market, it makes a better relationship.
All right, so let's get this going. Let's see how you can bring some of that money over here and we can actually make it work for you, all right? That sounds good right there. We look like we got a winner. That's what makes me feel great. Closing some deals.
I am Kristi Ross, and I am the CFO of the brokerage division of Thinkorswim. Oh, this is Kristi. Hi. Thinkorswim has this family atmosphere.
The company has just grown so quickly. It's so exciting, and there's new people here every day, and it's really a unique experience working here.
It's wide open. You can say what you want and not feel bad about it and not feel like you've stepped over the line in a normal corporate setting. Okay, great. Perfect. Okay. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Appreciate it. I'm coming back. I'm from Wisconsin. As soon as I say that, I get all the cheesehead jokes. One of the choices that I made is to really focus on my career. And I made that choice early on. Great, because I just talked to her a little while ago. Does she know where to look? It's hard. It's hard from a standpoint of being away from your family and trying to juggle a husband and 3 beautiful girls. At our wedding, my husband even said when he was making his toast, I don't know if you all realize, but she's been married before. So I'm looking up going, you talking about me? And he goes, she was married to her job. That is kind of how it is, and he respects that, and he supports that, okay? So it's been tough, but it's been rewarding too. I love the excitement of the market every day, the energy, and being part of it, you know? Maybe I'm just accounting for it, but bottom line, I'm a part of it.
I'm a go-to guy for some of the largest, most sophisticated investors in the world. The average investor that I represent typically invests about $100 million on average. What I do is I introduce these investors to undiscovered, under-the-radar hedge fund managers who deliver extraordinary returns. Is he worth looking at or not really? Hedge funds are now managing a significant share, probably 50% of America's investable assets. 10 years ago, we probably had 15 hedge funds. Today, we have somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 hedge funds. Early on, when there were 10 hedge funds, they would exploit inefficiencies in the markets. And it was kind of a layup trade. If you discovered an inefficiency, you would exploit that and you wouldn't tell anybody about it. Today, everybody's looking for inefficiencies. Many are uncovering the same inefficiencies, and those inefficiencies are going away. The low-hanging fruit is gone.
We're sorry. Hold on just 1 second.
You know, we get solicited too. You know, we were talking about cold calling before. Brokers get, advisors get solicited too all the time. Phil Broussard.
Hey, Phil, what's going on, Big Daddy?
Nothing much. What's cooking? We get targeted by small cap companies, penny stocks. The stock is not moving at all. What they do is they'll try to entice us to buy these shares.
At 220, 250, well, we'll see what happens. At $3.10, I missed the f***ing move. I don't want to pay that much. I mean, come on, it's always something with you, dude.
He's been trying to tell me about this stock, and it went from $2.75 to $3, like whoopee-doo, like I'm supposed to do some backflips. and give him $1 million worth of business of my client's money to put into that. That's not going to happen. Actually, I was speaking to one of my colleagues, and he told me it's a perfect short.
Come on, dude, stop f***ing with me, will you?
I'm not. I'm telling you right now. This is the information I got. I think it's a good short. I don't think it's a good long position. We could bury that stock and make it a 20-cent stock.
I don't have the patience to deal with you in the middle of a f***ing hurricane with that shit today.
You're in the middle of a hurricane?
Yeah, we're in the middle of a hurricane. I'm at the east coast of Florida here.
Ah,
you
well.
watch the news?
Yeah, I watch the news. I mean, that's...
I work for you guys. I come to work in the middle of a f***ing hurricane.
Listen. You're getting very irate right now.
Yeah, because you're pissing me off.
How am I pissing you off? You're trying to shove stock down my throat. I'm looking out for the best interest of my client's money.
You would have listened to me at 210, you would have pulled a point off of this thing. But you didn't, because you were looking for the best interest of your client. So you missed the full point.
He's talking about I missed the point. Yeah, sure. These stocks, they'll run up $1. They'll run up $2 on like 1,000 share volume. So it's kind of like inflated. So if I wanted to sell it, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't be able to get out at $3 because there's no volume there to support that.
So you don't want to listen. You want to nickel and dime me to death on this here.
No, I'm not nickel and diming you. I'm just nickel and diming my clients to make sure that they get the best print possible and they get the best investment for them. A mid cap or a large cap, something that's trading on the NASDAQ, has volume, it has fundamentals. This is what you call crap, garbage. And this is sometimes what you have some of these guys like this, cold calling, trying to put people's money in this.
You learn down here after a while, if you're down here long enough, how to lip read. If you notice, the traders are mouthing things to their clerks. There's really no voice coming out of their mouth. The hand signals are important, but sometimes it's happening so quick, you get lost. So you want to synchronize your hand signals with the lip movement. Hopefully they pick up on your lips too. I'm very good at being at restaurants and letting you know exactly what's going on at the tables around me because, that's kind of part of my job. That's what I get paid to do. It irritates people, my wife included, but that's kind of what I'm good at. But you don't even realize you're doing it, but you're doing it because we do it out here all day. The verbal stuff you're hearing is when a broker comes into the crowd and presents an order, you have to be loud and verbal with him. You don't want to waste all your voice signaling to your clerks and yelling to get their attention. Then you lose your voice, and then the broker comes in with an order, and you go to yell, and nothing comes out. The procedure is supposed to be the first person they hear, that's who they go to the trade with. So your voice is saved to get on tickets, it's called, to try to trade with your broker. He has to hear you.
200! 200!
And the guys surrounding me have to hear my voice too, because if there's any discrepancy later on,
200!
I'm loud, so the broker knows and the people around me know. I beat them on that order. If they hear no voice coming out of my mouth, then they have a good beef on why I got on the ticket and they didn't get on the ticket.
One of my areas of focus right now is energy. We've seen extreme volatility. We've seen the energy market run away, and it looked like it was never going to look back. When you get dislocations in a market like this, huge amounts of wealth is created in a very short period of time. And if you're on the right side of the trade, it's a great trade. And fortunately, I think I have an idea on how I can profit from oil, whether it goes up or down. I recently met with a Chicago-based energy analyst turned hedge fund manager. He's identified several undervalued energy producers in Canada. What I'd like to do is invest in those companies with an eye to bring them over to the American exchanges, maybe the NASDAQ or the Amex. Let's say hello to Bill. Which will create value in an already undervalued company.
Hello?
It's Rich Taggs. How was last month?
We're up about 4%.
That's incredible. Some of the biggest energy traders that we know are down Pretty high double digits. Well, you managed to sidestep that, so that's a good thing.
We don't know where oil is going to shake out, but if we can get these companies to the NASDAQ, it could be a good play.
Conceptually, it's great. You've demonstrated that you do well in the bad times. We should queue up some investors and put you in front of them to tell your story.
What kind of money do you think we're talking about?
They probably are going to invest somewhere between 25 and 100 million to start. It's big money, but it's by no means dumb money. What's important is that you gauge capacity, because we don't want to bury you with assets where it ends up impacting performance.
Right.
I'll talk to you soon.
Take care, Rich.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
We can't have that happen. So what's the deal with the $100,000 out trade? Sometimes I feel like Jekyll and Hyde. I can be very personable and very personal with some of the individuals. On the flip side, I need to be saying, I need that, I need that. And, it's all in the interest of just making sure that we hit our deadlines. My biggest thing is just making sure that what we have now ties. People don't talk about the accounting teams in corporations. They're the ones working ungodly hours to make sure that the report card of the company goes out and it's accurate. And it gets crazy. As far as relieving stress, we just yell at each other around here. No, just kidding.
Accounting sometimes can be pretty stressful, but we try to make it fun and goof around a little bit to keep ourselves sane. Some days we'll be here from 8:30 and won't leave till like 1 in the morning. You can't work all those hours, so what we did is we came up with a baseball game.
Don't tell Kristi.
The catch is, unlike baseball where it hits something, if it hits the wall and I catch it, it's an out. That's teamwork right there. It's an out.
All the hard work and the stress, I think it's actually good that they have those moments of just letting go and just breaking up the tension.
At the Chicago Board of Options Exchange, everybody is defined by the color of their coat. Each jacket represents a different company in the crowd. If you notice the coat, I keep it buttoned all the time. For me, standing in here and you see the press of people in here, this thing's rubbing up and down all day long. I've ruined enough shirts where the wife is getting a little irritated.
It's like a filing cabinet. I got wires and papers.
This is like your office in your coat.
I got trading cards with all the trades done throughout the day.
It's just like a junk drawer.
Got some Kleenex just in case.
I usually carry 4 pencils with 4 erasers on them. Why? I don't know, but it's been good for 20 years, so I keep up that tradition.
Toothpicks in here that I use sometimes.
Water bottle, pens, burrito. Just when I get back up to the floor, enjoy life.
This eventually rips right through, and then I get a new coat on probably a monthly basis.
This jacket has been on the floor longer than I have. This jacket's about 15 years old, and as you can tell, ripped, falling apart. It's slowly been deteriorating over the years.
This coat I've had since 2002. You can see the little hole there. It's probably been washed like a handful of times only.
Some people have different, different hygiene, levels and everything like that. I like to be somewhat clean.
They're grungy coats anyway. You never really wash them.
I take it home and wash it every other week. You don't want to put something on every day that's dirty.
I still haven't washed it, and it's the same coat I've been wearing for a decade.
I haven't washed this jacket probably in about 3 years.
When I come in here, you meet people, and I don't want to be walking up next to someone and having that odor.
I was noticing today that maybe time to bring it home or get a new one soon.
Because of the stress associated with my job, you have to stay active. As a diversion, I decided to sharpen my game, so I invited a tennis pro over. I'll tell you my story in a nutshell and why I need your help.
What can I do for you?
I almost don't have a serve.
All right.
But it's close.
I like to pick one thing and focus on it
That
mostly,
would be
instead
great.
of going on too many different subjects. It gets a little confusing. Essentially, you want to hit the ball with your shoulder. You want to lock the elbow and open up the wrist and have your body behind the ball.
My strategy was to develop just my serve. Chris agreed with me wholeheartedly and then immediately began to take my backhand apart.
Never do that. That's a weak position there. You also want to keep it compact there. Nice and easy. Good.
Oh,
Bring the racket this way, not over to the right.
You
wanna
know what?
bring
I'm
it
not
back from your
focusing
shoulder
on this, though. I wanted to serve, right?
Let's go do some serving then. Come over. That's your impact point up there. So the ball needs to be at least that high.
Really?
Yep. Have the best angle.
At the end of the day, I walked away with a horrible backhand, and my serve leaves a lot to be desired. I'll see you later.
See you tomorrow.
All right. Thanks.
I'm getting out of here early tonight, so I'm gonna get to have dinner with my family, play with my little boys. Why the hell? My business day doesn't end until I actually walk into the doors of my home. What do we need to do to have this transaction proceed? When I'm at the office, it's business and business only. But once I get home, I try to spend as much time as I can with the family. Super Ashton. Dun 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 dun. Super Ashton. He's a super baby. I have a beautiful wife, and we have 3 beautiful boys. Love them to death. Where's your big brother Justin at?
I cook every night. By the time Phil gets home, his plate is served, and if he's not too tired, which upsets me because it takes time to cook a good meal, and then he's too tired to eat it sometimes. Dinner's ready.
Okay. No, looks good. Looks good. Thank you.
Can we put the phone away at dinner time?
I'm just gonna make one quick
Stay
call.
on, have the thing, please, honey?
No matter how hard I try to separate my business life from my family, work always seems to interfere. Just one quick call to Ken.
Justin, would you like something?
Yeah, he did.
Trees right there.
He can't say broccoli, so he says trees. All right, Ken. All right, cool.
Okay, sit down.
A hell of a week. Last month was probably the toughest month I've seen in this business in years.
You came home so late yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you even see Poppy last night?
We work these crazy hours, 13, 14 hours a day.
Phil doesn't really get to see the kids because by the time he gets home, they're sleeping. And in the morning, he leaves early. And then the weekends go by like this.
So Justin, you're gonna be going to school. You're gonna make a whole bunch of new friends. Are you excited? Yeah, you're gonna have your own little book bag. I'm gonna thank you again for nourishing my body.
The chipmunk.
I'll clean up. Okay, Jesse, give me a kiss.
Chris, it's so not stressful playing with you.
Good month. I'll be able to feed the kids.
He doesn't have any kids.
I know, that's the best part about it.
Feeding the orphans.
She's got like 100 bags of candy in here.
Well, this is my stash.
She's a junkie. Seriously? I mean, you want to see? She's a psycho.